I'm Monica Wofford, and this is your Monday Moment. The question is, how do you prevent having a shaky foundation in leadership? And there's actually 5 steps. These 5 steps came from some inspiration because my husband and I are currently in the process of building a new house. Now, the only people who say this process of building a new house is any fun are those who've never built one. At least that's what I'm told. But as we've been going through this process, I keep thinking about how it correlates to leadership and how once you have this job of being the leader, how do you prevent from having such an incredibly shaky foundation, or prevent things like being promoted but not really prepared for the position? And those 5 steps I've discovered are an awful lot like the same ones you use when house building. The very first is you create a plan. Now, whether that plan is something of a strategic nature, long-term, 5 years out, or just the 3 months you can see right in front of you, the purpose is to create a plan. Maybe employ a professional to help you with some of the details with which you're not yet familiar. And that professional could be an HR person within your organization, or your mentor, or your leader who can help you with the finer aspects of an appropriate plan for the team you now have the privilege of leading. At a minimum, when you're new to the position, or even new to the organization, or maybe you just want to reinvigorate your current status as an effective, amazing leader, create a plan. Create a plan for where you're going. Create a plan for where you're leading the team. And create a plan for how both of you are going to get there. Plans are more solid than dreams or wish lists. Plans have specifics, dates, and very small, chunked action items. Step 1, to prevent a shaky foundation, create that plan. Step 2 is a little like the permitting process when you seek to build a new house or build a new structure on your land. And it's not that you're looking to ask permission. This second step is looking at all the areas in which you might need the equivalent of a permit. So step 2, get permits. And maybe for you that looks like involving others from whom you really need engagement or buy-in. And what do you need to permit yourself to start, stop, or continue doing? Where are these aspects that perhaps easing up on the shoulds you've put yourself through might be valuable? Permitting means that you have to go to, when building a house, specific government bodies to essentially make sure that your actions meet with their approval. In the case of working as a leader in an organization or a nonprofit or corporate America, that might equate to you bringing your manager up to speed and seeing the areas in which you need to either seek permission or, because I know all of our control freaks will really balk at that, seek permission from who exactly? Well, it may not be seeking permission. It might be seeking boundaries. It might be managing up and figuring out what are the criteria your leader has by which you're measured and with which you need to follow to be successful. So you're through the planning stage, and now you're seeking out the areas where you might need the equivalent of a permit, or at least granted approval or acceptance of your chosen actions at the beginning, middle, and frankly all throughout your leadership journey and adventure. And that then leads us to the third step of making sure you don't have a shaky leadership foundation. That third step, of course, is to begin building. But what are you building exactly? Well, certainly you're building a team, and in each one of those team members, you're building skills, and in yourself, you're building additional skill sets as well. So add on to the plan you created at the very beginning. And now look at areas in which you need to build additional skill sets, additional emotional intelligence. Maybe the coffers for additional resources or additional equipment or maybe additional training. What allows you to build an incredible, unstoppable, high-performing team? And perhaps it's your knowledge of the 5 phases of team building and development and maintenance. Perhaps it's your knowledge in the area of listening and communication or emotional intelligence. Perhaps it's building your individual team members' focus or expertise on areas of accounting or areas of leadership presence or areas themselves, if you're managing managers, of giving feedback without crushing their spirit. Oftentimes it's providing access to a simple webinar like we have with Contagious Companies. There's 56 of them, I believe, on various different topics in which you know with just a little bit of skill building, that team member or you, the leader, would be that much better. So step 4 of you making sure that you avoid having a shaky foundation is to then make adjustments. In the building world, they call them change orders, and good grief, are they expensive. In the leadership arena, if you don't make adjustments, that's when it gets costly and, yes, expensive, but not out of your own wallet, so to speak, unless, of course, you are freed up to grow and take your skills somewhere else. More so, it's costly because doing the same thing, if it's not working, will cause you to lose good people, will cause you to train the bad ones that their behavior is, in fact, while mediocre, acceptable, and will handcuff you to your current level of performance. So look closely. Examine. Remember that new sheriff in town video we did earlier this month? Make sure you're not missing some key components that are right in front of you that really need adjusting. And maybe this is the time when you start looking at employee alignment. Do you have the employees in positions making the most of their natural gifts, skills, and talents? Are you in a position that serves to energize you versus drain you? Because over time, yes, that will be costly. Look for daily the adjustments, the small tweaks, the minor nuances that need to be modified in order for you to make more progress, seek more accomplishment, and be more successful. And lastly, that final step to preventing you from having a shaky leadership foundation is to manage this entire process. I will tell you that in the process of building a house, my husband is a wonderful supporter. We have a great team and a great builder. That doesn't mean that you leave them all to their own devices and hope they just figure it out and get everything done on time and under budget. It requires management. But remember, management is usually reserved for things. Leadership is that aspect reserved for people. And yet, your leadership journey, your leadership foundation is a thing. So it requires you manage it. Manage how closely you follow through on your plan. Manage how quickly you address employees that you determine might not be a good fit. Manage how often you have conversations with your boss so that you stay connected and you are effectively, at the appropriate frequency, managing up. And manage how well you stay connected to those other professional resources that are going to help you stay on plan, stay in a trajectory of growth and increased effectiveness. And those may be your HR generalist, your HR leader, other leaders from other departments in your organization, that mentor, or maybe even your professional coach. These 5 steps: make plans, seek permits, start building, make adjustments, and manage the process will ensure you do indeed have a strong foundation for leadership. Without that strong foundation, your growth will be built on something rather shaky. Your growth won't have sustainability, and frankly, neither will the buy-in of those you have the privilege of leading. You need a strong foundation from which to springboard to maybe that next position, or at a minimum, your next level of growth and opportunities and development. I'm Monica Wofford, and that's your Monday Moment. Have a fantastic Monday, an even better week, and if you're not already a member of the Contagious community, check it out. Go to contagiouscompanies.com for information on training and coaching and how we can help you with that employee alignment and leadership development. Or also go to mondaymoment.com and become a member today. We look forward to seeing you soon, and of course, stay contagious.